Recently, I made a video talking about Prophecy AI and some of the uses that it offers. Now, there was a comment in the comment section that was sent out by Mohammed Al-Hyari 4272, where he says you can do this with any AI directly and there's no need for another payment. So first off, I do want to thank him for leaving the comment because I actually excuse me guys, I actually do think that it's a fair question because if you can truly get the exact same thing for free, then that's something that people should know. Now, and it is something that is worth questioning because what is the point of me promoting prophecy if everything it offers is for free? And we're going to get more into that in the video. Now, me personally, I have to disagree with this conclusion, but instead of just doing something very low IQ, which is just sitting and arguing, I figured the best way to respond would be to actually demonstrate some of the features I've been using and explain why prophecy offers a different type of experience. And again, just so we're clear, before we begin, this isn't me saying that prophecy AI is not perfect, and it is not, and yeah, it's obviously not, and neither is any other AI platform out there. Whether if you use simple chat GPT for free or if you use anything of prophecy, whether if it's Claude, Grok, Gemini, or anything else, every AI can and will be wrong from time to time. The goal is not to find an AI that's right 100% of the time. The goal is finding one that helps you make better informed decisions with your investing and with your trades. So let's start off with something that I still find very useful. And it's something that you'll see on my channel and my videos many times. And that is regarding the prophecy 1-year projections. And if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that when I cover stocks and I talk about stocks, I usually like to discuss and not guarantee where a stock will be, but have my own personal predictions for the projections of where I think a stock will be within a 6 to 12 month period, sometimes even longer. And here's the cool thing about it. When you look up a stock, prophecy for its 1-year projection, it will give you a number, but it doesn't just throw out the random number. So it doesn't just throw out a random number just because. If me and you take a look over here and we go over here to the strategies tab, which I did show you in the previous video, we're going to ask specifically why it is that it came up with that projection, just so you know that it's not something randomly generated. So I'm just going to ask in simple terms, I'm just going to ask in the simplest way possible, how does Claude come up with the 1-year projections that it does for BBAI? Quick reminder before we continue, if you're enjoying the content and want to connect with the community, check out the first link below for the free InvestQ community. And if you want access to advanced stock research and tools, the second link is a Prophecy 7-day trial for just $7. And last, if you want daily market updates and behind the scenes content, follow me on Instagram using the third link in the description. Now, let's get back to the video. Just ask it and it'll be able to run the strategy for you, just so that you can have a deeper understanding of how it comes up with the strategy or the projections that it does. And what it's going to pop up after the test is complete and is done running, it's going to discuss things such as, well, you can even see it in the analysis, but I asked the question just so you can see the answer, you can pause the video, and you can do your own research, your own due diligence to see if what the AI here comes up with is actually valid. Because when you go to the analysis section, you're going to see the fundamental analysis, you're going to see the technical analysis, you're going to see the general news, company news, press releases, their balance sheets, and their balance sheets and so balance sheets and the income statement as well. Correct. So the test has done running, and it's going to give you a long thought out process of why it is that it came with it, the reasons it came up with the answer that it did, and it has the raw data highlighted right underneath. So for those of you that want to see how valid this is and have any questions regarding prophecy and the validity of it, please feel free to pause the video, take a look to see if all of these are actually valid, and make your own decision as to whether or not that the information that Prophecy AI is useful and applicable for your investing and trading journey. Now, I personally think that this is valuable because I'm not just getting an answer. When you go to strategies, you can actually get the thought process behind how the AI comes up with the answer to begin with. Now, you can also ask AI any number of questions as well. You can ask it for bullish case scenarios, bearish case scenarios. But what I found is that Prophecy is designed specifically around investment analysis. So what it does is going to package that information in a way that is already organized for investors rather than requiring me to put the pieces together myself, like you would have if you just asked a bunch of different other AI platforms and you looked up different news articles, news releases, and you had to go through hours of research to do that. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was regarding short-term trading strategy. So I had all this ready and planned out, and I just wanted to show you this right here. So this feature personally surprised me because I haven't used it this way, and I specifically made this for the purpose of the video just to demonstrate. I wanted to see how Prophecy would handle a short-term trading scenario. So I literally asked it to treat me like I was a brand new day trader trading Big Bear AI. And instead of just giving me one sentence, it generated an entire, so yeah, here was the question right here, but it generated a entire short-term trading scenario, or it generated an entire trading framework for me as a beginner. And it talked about macro trends, the RSI, the MACD, moving averages. It also talked about support, resistance, profits targets, and stop loss levels. And again, the data does adjust as well. And I want to show you real quick, when you go on the analysis right here, and you shorten down the projections to 1 hour. So right now, it is a very bullish day in the market for my portfolio, and it does appear like things are moving up. Again, we're up on the day 2.2%, currently at $3.68, and the 1 hour projection would be for $3.70. Now, for a gain of 2 cents right there. Now, what I need you to know is that this price target does adjust depending on the new data that comes out in the market and the price fluctuations with it. So real quick, just to summarize it, how I personally use it is whenever I get to the key setups that I have, I also use Prophecy to determine what would be good price targets for whether it is to reach it within a few, like an hour or throughout the day of the overall direction of where it's going to go. I simply do my pre-market prep. Well, I'll do it the night before. Then I do my pre-market prep. Then I wait to reach those specific price targets where key level setups that have my interest. I look for my personal technical chart setups, whether if it's on a day I'm getting a double bottom and I'm looking for a reversal there. It could be a 50% retracement. You get a bullish naked body and then a 50% retracement candle downwards, but it holds that previous level and then you continue up. It could be it could be something more bearish, more looking for a head and shoulders pattern off of a specific price target. There's a bunch of different technical setups that there are out there, but where this comes into play now is I use this specifically for overall, is there a higher likelihood that the trade is going to go in my direction according to the 1 hour and 4 hour projections? And what are good price targets to be looking out for at my key levels of setup? At my key levels of setups, where is a good price target to look for? And also, defense matters as well, along with risk management. So you got to make sure that, again, as a new day trader or anyone that just wants a good idea on where to put their stop loss, you can also ask Prophecy for that as well. So it fits your risk to reward parameters and you have a good stop loss so that the risk to reward ratio is in your favor. Because as you know, typical sayings is you want a 2-to-1 setup. 1-to-1 typically isn't useful or good for you. You always want to at least have the potential for doubling the profits to the amount of risk that you have on any given trade. And also, going back to strategies without going on too much of a rant, also, the strategies platform, it explains why it suggested each of the things that it does in the questions that I ask. Now, again, this is not a guarantee. These predictions update as new market data comes in, and the market changes every minute. So naturally, the AI's outlook changes as well. And again, the 1 hour projection can initially expect a decline or an increase. It can expect that at the given moment, but as price moves and new information becomes available, the model acknowledges that the projection hadn't played out the way it originally expected, and that some people, one counter argument they might give is, well, if it's not guaranteed and if it's always adjusting and it didn't necessarily play out the way that it thought it would in the first place, why would you want that? The reason you would want that and why I view that as a good thing is because I'd rather have an AI that updates its outlook based on new information rather than one that refuses to adapt with the new data that comes out in the market. Because markets, as me and you both know, are constantly changing, and they don't just move in one direction, and they're not just simply going up without stopping or falling without stopping. There's obviously falling knife price action and bull runs, but it's not as simple as just going one direction. As you know, price action can fluctuate in many different ways. Now,